Okay, so day four of consistency, constantly posting, being vulnerable, and sticking to my word and saying that I'm a post and talk about the ways that I fought illnesses and survived through fitness and health, but also how I have also grown as a filmmaker and still growing as a filmmaker. And the content is going to probably just bounce back and forth because this is my life and welcome to it. But please subscribe. I hope that some of this content will help someone either that is dealing with making proper life balance choices, or somehow this content can start to help folks whom is struggling as a freelancer and trying to find ways to make money and survive it for a long periods of time. But anyway, let me get into the video. So this video is going to talk about my life as a freelancer and how I survived it, right? So there's multiple ways that you can survive as a freelancer. Of course, your freelance work is going to probably be kind of focused on whatever it is you want to do, whether you're a freelance artist or freelance whatever, right? So I primarily worked as a freelance cinematographer, but I also did camera operating. I even did AC work for periods of time, and I've edited and everything. And so the reason why I'm gonna talk about a few major points, right? One, it's diversity, right? You need to have diversity and skill set. So there are directors that you can meet that even when things get slow, they may not only direct, or they didn't start only as a director. They may also be a writer. They may also produce. They may also edit on the low and they're not telling anybody, right? Or there's numerous things that they may also do that when their particular project is in post or going to distribution, this is how they do it. So diversity. So me being a cinematographer, I've cam-opped, but I've not only cam-opped in the same realm. Like if I only want to work on narrative, I didn't only do that, right? I would say, well, I'll do branded content, I'll do documentaries, commercials, music videos, but I know where I want to be, right? You always remember, always know what your end goal is and don't lose it, right? But in addition to that, I've edited. So when I had surgery, ACL surgery, I survived by editing a few short docs and editing for a nonprofit. And with that allowed me to stay home and recover and not worry about doing any physical work, right? To be honest, I don't like to edit as much. However, that is what kept me afloat. Well, there's people who've actually made money from doing copy or things like that. But I'm gonna talk about a few of the top ones that I would say that works outside of all that. So first, like I said, first is diversity. Diversity in what you do. Freelancing is like waves, right? You have some really good years, amazing years, and then you have some really bad ones. So you have some really good months and you have some really bad ones. And you need to account for the waves, right? You need to think about savings and diversity in work, right? So that's one. Two, the way I survive is clientele, right? It's marketing. You are a business. Jay-Z said, I'm a businessman. Like, I think I may have messed that up. I don't know. But anyway, like Jay-Z said it, you know what I'm saying? And he's real, because when you freelance, you are the business. You are the brand. So think like you're marketing a business. So with that, you want to say, all right, I work with these people was on the call sheet, or this person was around. You send them a little touch, you know, a little email touch. Hey, how you doing? It's been a week or so gone by, a month gone by, boom. I even started doing newsletters because emailing 50 to 100 people individually and checking in on them has been a little bit taxing for the fact that I work with my hands and I'm gone. So just sending a newsletter with links to my work that allows me to remember to update my website and things like that, or update my Instagram and my socials. Sending a newsletter, allowing people to know that you're available or what you've been working on, because us as freelancers, we evolve, hopefully, and we grow. And so in the end, even if you are an AC, you still grow. Your kit was this small, now it's this big. You want to let people know, right? A newsletter is really cool with that, because you can just like, look what I've been working on. This is what I've been doing. Let me get back on your radar. You got to get reminded. People are shooting and working every day. They're not just working with you. Remind them who you are. Invite people out for tea, coffee, kick it with them. You know, my issue, I will say my biggest flaw is I like to be everybody's friend. And I actually genuinely enjoy making genuine friendships. So when I go hang out with these people who could be clients, we're kicking it on a hike or going to an art show or whatever. And I am not reminding them of what I do and that I'm available and that I love to work with them. I don't even think that way because I'm with my friends. But it was a time I got checked by a homie of mine who was an EP, and I was like, yo, I would have really loved to work on that project because I'm really passionate about like travel and culture, and I would have killed it. And they're like, I didn't even think about, like, sometimes we out here drinking and I'm booking somebody and you was right in my face. Like, I see you as his friend, so just don't be afraid to nudge a homie as well and let them know. But to backtrack, invite people out for tea, coffee. A few of my DP friends had told me this is some of their tactics, where they'll watch a film, go to film screenings or Criterion Collection Nowness. They'll see something on Tubi or Amazon Prime, anywhere, and they loved it. They'll reach out to the production company, they'll reach out to the director, they'll reach out to whoever they need to reach out to via DM, LinkedIn, whatever, and just try to invite them out to talk to them because they want to work with them. That is being very focused and knowing where you want to be, and that is some good tips, right? But so again, I said diversity in what you do, just so that you can always be having some money coming in because of the waves. 2 is marketing, making sure that you're updating your websites, making sure that you are connecting with old clients or low-hanging fruit and reaching out to folks. But then I would say the third thing is to try to create some passive ways of making money, right? A lot of us have gear sitting in the house, chilling. And some of us don't like to rent the gear, and that's fine if you don't. Because I'll be honest, I've been doing share grid, which has been great. However, my drone came back broken and I flew it up, and then I didn't notice that it was broken until later, and I had to shoot, and I brought it to the shoot and it didn't work. So it hurt my feelings that I didn't say anything and get the insurance claim for that. And there's another like small little cables and things, and you got to be thorough with checking your stuff coming back for rentals. But if you don't really care about that, because insurance does take care of those things if you are more attentive than I am, you can use ShareGrid. You can also go to your local rental houses and just drop your gear off. They'll work out a consignment deal with you, or sometimes like with 60/40, something like that. And then they can deal with that. They can deal with the maintenance and you know exactly how you dropped it off. All you do is just drop it off, and then boom, you get your money for your project, for your equipment as it comes in. And that's nothing you're doing anymore. It's just being housed, it's being stored, it's being marketed through them. Another way outside of equipment is I used to go out and shoot a lot when I first started. So in DC, or if I would go to New York or Atlanta, I would just like shoot street signs and buildings and stuff. And then when the protest was going on, of course, I was outside shooting some of that when I felt the energy and felt inclined to be a part of that. And a few companies reached out to me for that footage. Now, I got lucky. My best friend kind of connected me with a lot of those folks. She's a dope journalist. And so in the end, I got lucky with getting some of my footage on HBO and some of my footage in a feature film in New York and 2 other projects. So they paid me for licensing for these things. But there are other people who use actual websites for this stock footage. So stock footage, companies like Shutterstock, Pod5, even Adobe Stock has ways that people have made money with their stock footage. Now, I've never done it personally, but I did have a friend who he was really excited that he would just be making this like random couple $100s from his stock footage alone. Like, he was the stock footage king. Like, he would go out and get cities and do things and literally drone shots and put it up, and he made money. I never fully tried that, but the licensing for films, like my work, my stock footage work has made it to HBO twice before me, right? So kind of cool in that way. You can still get these credits and stuff like that. So that's another way, stock footage, right? We got hard drives that's stacking up, push that footage out, do something with it when things are slow. And then the last thing I would say is a lot of us have a wealth of knowledge, and we can either do something where we're creating tutorials and it's a package on like a Patreon or a Udemy kind of thing where you're doing educational videos for your particular skill set and people will buy into that, or even just go into teaching. There are like short form contracts to teach at nonprofits, schools, and things like that, because us being freelancers, we're getting the experience, we're getting the ongoing education of really what's happening in the current now, and people will benefit highly from us just educating them on that. I mean, you can also do YouTube, like you can create your own YouTube channel and have it educational, and as you build it up, I've heard people will make money from YouTube. I'm new to this now, as you see, this is day 4, so I don't know about that, but I do know friends who have taught at summer schools or who does sell packages of education for credit repair and things like that on the side, and they've actually made thousands of dollars, especially the credit repair and business management, stuff like that. But these are passive ways to still bring in money, because you have to understand your value. I'll even throw in an extra tip. If you own a house or a dope vehicle, people have rented and tore their vehicles. People have turned their homes to a live workspace and pure space, those things. There's so many ways to add some type of money coming in from the things you already have. You have a lot of value here, and you don't always have to physically be doing something to make money. Just remember that. So I just want to give those tips of freelancing. I have only had one job in my entire life. Well, 1.5. I had one job. The first job was Home Depot. It was like a gardening job. I love gardening. I haven't gardened in a while. So when I show you guys me watering my plants in another vlog, don't talk trash. My plants are suffering because I've focused on work. But I used to garden and I used to landscape. And I did that from working at Home Depot, and then I would get clients and then go out and do that. So my job was Home Depot, and that was up until my first year of college. And then after graduating from college, my homegirl, my childhood best friend, auntie, had like a temp agency kind of thing. And I worked there for a few months, but I started making airplanes, paper airplanes, and was throwing them over cubicles because I kind of sucked at being in the conventional job space. I hear jobs are much more cooler now, where, you know, there's more creatives in the space. You don't have to be stuck in the office all day. So there's nothing against jobs now, but I'm just telling you that because I've been freelancing majority of my adult life, and I have gone through 6 figures, ups and downs. I've been able to purchase whatever I wanted, travel wherever I wanted, did whatever I wanted, and move anywhere I wanted because of these particular tips I'm sharing now. So hopefully this helps. If it doesn't, if somebody want to throw in some extra tips of passive income, I'm down. Put it in the comments. But day 4 of me being consistent, they say it take, 60 days, 30 days to make a habit, 60 days to make it trill, and 90 days to make it part of your life. So if I make it through, when I make it to the 100 days, this is just to be me. I'm gonna just be a consistent shorty. So thank you.